Se perfilando, va dibujando, es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco. Tabaco para limpiar, tabaco para organizar, tabaco para purgar, tabaco para sanar. Es el abuelo tabaco, es el humo del tabaco. Se perfilando, va dibujando, es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco. Tabaco para limpiar, tabaco para organizar, tabaco para purgar, tabaco para sanar. Es el abuelo tabaco, es el humo del tabaco. Se perfilando, llega danzando. Se perfilando, llega danzando. Es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco, es el humo del tabaco.
CSGO enthusiasts, welcome back to Blast Rising LATAM, brought to you by Fantasy Expo. We are here in River Plate going up against Imperial in the first quarterfinal. We are going to be showing off on the stream. Unfortunately, the earlier quarterfinal did not come to pass as Leviatan, they decided to forfeit, and I'm afraid that you're going to be hearing a lot of my voice today. It's only myself. Unfortunately, my lovely Kremer has had a little bit of an accident, and all of us here at Blast Rising wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he will be back with us tomorrow. Don't worry, he's getting all the attention that he needs, and I will be giving these teams my personal attention as we head into our first round, which is going to be Nuke. After this, we're going to be heading to Ancient, and if a third map is called for, it's going to be Inferno. Imperial with a team that decided to go to Nuke, and it's no surprise that that's the case, given that they have an 88% win rate on this map over 8 separate data points. Meanwhile, River Plate, they've only played it 3 times by HLTV standards, and they've only won it a singular time. So this definitely leans the way of Imperial as we start off. As far as the odds go, it seems like there's definitely a leaning here that Imperial are going to be the ones to take the crown. Having a look at this roster over here, Horvey's someone I definitely look at. Del Boney has always been a huge impact for Imperial, but Horvey in the qualification match for Imperial needed to get out of their group in second place, by the way, which was a little bit of an upset. Horvey came alive, and that definitely was an absolutely huge help to allowing Imperial to look a little bit dangerous. As you can see, it's going to be Imperial starting off on the T side. Replay have opted to go over CT. We might see some early action towards ramp here. MRN could be the one who waits. But Aerial DD, the first to fall now. There is going to be good trading coming through. It's minimal. Takes out 2 before falling down. Somehow another battle was taken with an almost empty mag. Not going to be punished now, though. And all the members of Imperial are laid down to incredibly low HP. But they will descend into the depths of B, looking prepared here for a plant. It's going to be Zik who makes their move to allow this to happen. But already, movement here from MRN. They're hoping that Greedy Monster will be able to swing off one of them, because there's not really a huge amount of health to work with here for Greedy Monster. And at the moment, Rope is currently being controlled from above. I believe that's Atraxia who's getting that done. They're going to have to battle up with Showtime, who is only on a sliver of HP. We could get themselves a bit of an advantage. Six already got the first, they won't get the second. MRN and Atraxia in tandem. Both will win their respective duels. And that's going to be the pistol round, going the way of CTs. For a play. Coming into this, definitely players you want to look at. MRN, Greedy Monster. Greedy Monster coming into this with the highest ADR of any player in the lobby. 87.1. We had a couple of interesting swings here. It felt like Play definitely smelled early that there was going to be a bit of a clash towards ramps. Rolling out now. Classic anti-eco. Pair of FAMSs, pair of M4s, and an MP9 to round it on off. Greedy Monster's going to be looking to get a little bit aggressive here, potentially, to try and find some frags with the large amount of additional money you'll get from the SMG. That door, squeaky, not being blown open. A little bit unusual. Maybe part of the plan here to deny that vision from the CTs as a more of a slow default has been achieved here by Imperial, but they have lost Showtime along the way. And losing that veteran presence could turn out to be damaging. MRN. They've got 2 players that are ahead of them here in the outside. That's the first. Do they look towards Silo here, though? They're going to see that head up against the Deagle at this range. Both players seem fairly evenly matched, but Orvi. They wanted to open it up. Greedy Monster said, absolutely not, mate. That ain't happening. And Delboni with the Deagle. What can they get done? Not too much at all. But the ground by the FAMAS. And Zik is starting to feel real lonely over here. No one really teasing the outside at the moment. For as a player in Mini, Greedy Monster, with this SMG, they'd be very happy to find this last kill. There you go. You can hear the SMG going. Zik will fall down. Greedy Monster's going to get a nice little upgrade on the sidearm as well. And River Plate, as you'd expect, convert on their buy round. Heading into round number 3, this of course where Imperial are going to be able to handle their buy AKs across the board and at least okay utility. Meanwhile, the CTs are loaded for bear when it comes to the readiness of battle. Orvi sends out an early HE hoping to deter any aggression that may be heading that way, but the same idea was shared by the CTs who actually mollied the path to this ramp, which is of course going to be pretty readily occupied by Minimal. Minimal definitely started this tournament in good form, but as the games kind of wore on, River Plate, a lot of the emphasis of their power shifted towards MRN and Greedy Monster, allowing Minimal to take more of a backseat in a supportive role. MRN here up against Showtime. They see the little peek through the smoke. That's very cheeky from MRN. And Showtime made a fall off here in the underground. That means CK Zhao and Horvey, they have to move forward, and Horvey just runs and guns, gets 2 already. What a performance from them. We said that Horvey needed to go big, and it seems that they have heard the request, and they shall continue to do so. Delboni's the one who gets the killing blow there, but Horvey stood ready for it nevertheless. And now 2 CTs remain. The bomb will be planted down on B. An Aerial DD here in Decon needs to try and figure out how they want to exit this area, and if they want to do so. With only a FAMAS in hand, Aerial DD may feel a little bit like it's okay to do so. You can see Greedy Monster up on the minimap, heading over towards T-spawn with that AK. And Aerial DD's found an AK of their own, so happy to save here our replay. We all run away. We get our cardio in. Doing some leg day, just for me. You know how it is. Replay. Their lead is half. But now they're going to get a chance to get a more coherent buy. Shall we say that? Won't be leaning back on Famises. Won't be relying on the MP9. In fact, Atraxia. Going to bring out the first AWP of the game. No money for a double AWP, though. Which is unfortunate. But for everyone else, fairly standard rifling. Pair of M4s and a pair of looted AKs. But this is a very important round for replay. In fact, it's important for both of these teams. Look at that money. Not ideal for either team. If there could be a flawless round on either side, or indeed a full wipe, that may have some long-reaching consequences for this half. Movement throughout side seems to have been unseen thus far. And that means that they're going to start to enter the catacombs unnoted. But MRN, good jump spot here. Has the HE ready to go back and do so much damage. Indeed it will. Bloody hell. That was about 100 damage on that nade. Not too bad at all. MRN has made most of these Ts very squishy, but did they manage to note numbers is the question. Do they expect that Decon is currently overpopulated with an absolute scrum of terroristas? Showtime finds the first one. Atraxia with the AWP weighs up their options. The crossing. The crossing is punished. And Aerial DD, they are the period at the end of this sentence. CK Zhao, 1 versus 2. Up against Ataraxia and Aerial DD, the A-twins. Can't even find the first. Ataraxia puts him in the grave. A headshot and a wallbang at once. Defuse will be good. And this is exactly what Roadplate needed. They keep the AWP alive, because that was a big investment. Good to see Ataraxia feeling good on the AWP already. It's worth noting that despite the bookies believing that Imperial Sportsbet are the favoured team in this matchup, they're actually coming in as a lower seed. I believe the second seed out of Group C versus River Plate, who were the first seed out of Group B. In fact, it was quite interesting how they got it. They won an Inferno up against Leviathan, and then Leviathan forfeited that match as well. So they're on a bit of a streak when it comes to forfeiting these matches. River Plate now 3-1. And down to a Deagle only for Horvey. CK Zhao's had a bit of a slow start. This is a messy spray from MRN. They're going to be punished for that. And that now means that Horvey, if they want to make the movement here, they could probably recover that M4. And then suddenly, oh, Minimal spotted out quickly. You can see the siege is beginning to come in. They know that they've got Minimal in a very tough situation. A flash, very solid. Minimal could barely see anything. Now they won't be seeing anything at all. Del Boney puts one between the ribs. And the gut shot leaves them bleeding out on the floor. Aerial DD though. Oh my goodness, turns on their heel. What a turnaround here from River Plate. Thankfully, Zik is there to stem the bleeding in Ataraxia. Only an AWP in hand. May not feel particularly emboldened when it comes to making an engage. Wait, they've got the first. Surely they don't walk this. Ataraxia. The cojones on this kid. He gets them both. Oh, this AWP. The survivor. The warrior, the guerrilla soldado, has come to play. Yes, we are going to have a lot of silly accents through this cast. Just me, so I might end up talking to myself. Who knows? What did you think of that round, Harry? Well, I don't know. That was okay, I guess. Down to a bunch of Tech 9s here. And a single Deagle in the hands of Zik. That'll be a toughie for Imperial, but still. A little bit of damage can be done. A couple of rifles can be looted. That'll do us just fine. Imperial here. Spitting out the molly. That's going to force Greedy Monster forward. Horby was looking for the cross. With a pair of flashes, do they decide to send into vents? No, they just jump straight in onto the side, trying to overwhelm Aerial DD now. The Tech-9 can't do much, though. Everyone on River Plate is getting their pound of flesh. And boys, looks like meat's back on the menu. There will still be a bomb plant down at B. Showtime snuck their way down, heads into Decon, but Ataraxia interrupts the run. MRN here, unaccounted for, looking for some manner of loot. Hopefully they get themselves a deagle, and that'll do. 5-1 here for River Plate. And remember, as we came into this map, 79% win rate for Nuke for Imperial across 14 maps. A huge number of data points. Meanwhile, River Plate, they've won 2 out of the 6 maps they've played on Nuke. Could it be that they turn that to 3-7? 5-1 might be too early to tell. An exchange of utility, as is the usual first verse for a round of Nuke. Still with this obfuscation here towards Secret. It is unknown whether or not the T's have made their way through. They're actually coming in very close. MRN can't even beat the first. Showtime puts them down, but Greedy Monster, a monstrous performance in their own right, takes out everyone who comes to the door. I'm afraid, sir, you forgot your ID. You're not getting in here. Always seems unchecked for now, though. Lack of information. Over towards lobby. Could come back to bite River Plate, but studious and astute in their defense. Should be watching this rather carefully, and Greedy Monster will pick up, I believe that's their 4th in the round. Indeed it is. Then out to 11-3. What a round so far from Greedy Monster. They could try and go hunt for the ace, but with only 39 HP remaining, they think it's better to go for safer hands such as Minimals. And Minimal turns out very much a safe pair of hands. Here's a quick look at Showtime, and then of course Greedy Monster just absolutely tearing through everybody. Admittedly, MRN did give a bit of an assist before falling down. A couple bullets hit their mark. However, this was to be expected. Going to be a deagle round now from Imperial. Punished their lack of kills on their buy. Going to be forced to do it with lesser armaments. Still a couple of smokes in the back pocket. 4, in fact. That might facilitate a crossing over into Secret. That is, for someone who was on 11-3, that was a very messy spray from Greedy Monster. Maybe ran out of juju. Sometimes you've got a limited pool of aim. Gonna have to wait for it to refresh. Ataraxia waits patiently on ramp. Oh. Bloody hell. That's nasty. That's terrible. All these blown to bits. And now the AWP has been identified. Remember, this is a hero warp here from Zik. Very much an unmeasured buy when compared to the remainder of Imperial. And maybe less keen to continue their shenanigans here. Still, the crossing will be safe. Unchecked for now. They do have a numbers advantage, but not an armaments one. And it feels like everybody who's died on the side of River Plate definitely a little bit deeper in. Hard to recover those weapons. And there isn't really the space to do so. Minimal playing from the vents at the moment. They could... Oh, wait. Not in the vents, pardon me. We're up on the catwalk. Jump boost is ready. Oh, Minimal is for double doors. They're going to have to call. And there it is. Someone coming down ramp already. That's a bit of a crazy miss right there from Minimal. They couldn't decide who they wanted to shoot. But CK Zhao knew exactly who they wanted to put down in the ground. That is going to be a rifle recovered soon for the T side if they can get their way up and across this catwalk. But right now it is being thoroughly guarded by Ataraxia. 6 fallen down. That's a hero. AWP that's gone. And now it's only Showtime who remains. AWP once again up against the Deagle. But it won't be the big green that shows its face. It's the little Tech 9 in the hands of a clutch master for River Plate. That finishes it all for now, and River Plate go up 7-1 on a map pick that was very much not in their favor. We've got ourselves a little bit of a moment. I'd like to thank our production partners over at Fantasy Expo. Got Big Vu with me here in the booth on production. Doing a fantastic job all the way through. Somehow working more hours than CS than I am. You know what? That's impressive, Big Vu. I admire it. You got the grind on you. MRN now has moved aggressively up the outside. Showtime here is prepared, but still can't win the fight. Silo will be watched. They suspect that Delboni might be lurking up on that higher ground, and right they are to think so. Minimal. They very much are the dedicated ramp man. Playing the head glitch now. They see the flash, they turn away, not affected at all. Might decide to try and counter-rotate this. Can they beat CK Zhao? The answer, of course, will be no. But they haven't noted MRN. No one knows about MRN. It's a freebie. It's another. Oh, they can't quite finish the last one. There we go. MRN eventually controls the spray. Reins it in. Yeehaw, sorry. A little bit of a dirty pony. Needed braking for a moment. Aerial DD. They've been spotted. That silencer. That's the big drawback of the M4A1S. A longer barrel means a less stealthy individual. And Delboni is quick to take advantage of that. Remember, there is a lootable AWP here. But the bomb is also being guarded in the same location, so Delboni has a choice to make. With 1.3k in the bank and the rest of the team very much... Oh, hello, they're just going to walk the molly. Okay, brazen. MRN doesn't go to pick up the AWP that was dropped, however. So it's interesting that it seems when the option is offered over to River Plate, they don't desire going for that double AWP setup. Because you can see that Zik drops one here after MRN takes them out. Ah, whose choice was it to replay that spray production? I love it. Oh, the cruel gods of the camera operators. They'll make fools of us all. Pair of Tech 9s, couple AKs and a Deagle. Once again, a ramshackle buy here for Imperial. Aerial DD puts himself in the corner of a second, but Horvey makes their move. They get one to the head. Merciless is Aerial DD. This ain't Little Mermaid no more. Just a big bad mermaid. Not at all subtle with how they approach Atraxia. Misses the first, and they're going to miss even more than that. As an AWP recovered now for CK Zhao. Better than the Tech 9, I can assure you. This would be a very weird round to be the one that Imperial win, but it seems like they're setting up for it. Still 4 members, though, with rifles on the side of River Plate. And they're going to be keen to try and facilitate a retake here, or at least maybe try and trap everyone in with that bomb. Make sure they don't get away with any weapons. Guido Monster, the first to fall. Showtime has been noted. Aerial DD. Broken down by the glass. MRN being peeked from so many angles right now. Delboni with a messy spray and MRN elsewhere. Won their duel. Simultaneous 1v1s taken. A River Plate managed to win them both out. Well, it was a little bit of a nail-biter for River Plate. They will maintain this 9-1 lead. And Imperial, when Kramer and I were casting them in Group C, whether it was entirely accepted or not, we came to note that Imperial were very slow starters on a huge amount of maps. They would absolutely uninstall CSGO until about round 10. And here we are at round 11. Can Imperial turn it around, or have they simply not come to play Nuke today is the question. River Plate are looking fantastic, and Zik taken out through the smoke as it begins to bloom. Atraxia has their own bloom, but it is the unforgiving white top bloom of a muzzle flash. MRN could be double peaked here. A double drop maybe. They transfer between the two. They see the first. Showtime comes in, tries to luck, moves to the second. MRM before the smoke could even bloom. Zhao is ahead of it. Speed on them. Guidemonster's made a very quick rotation here. Has left A. The sole care of Aerial DD, who's now fallen down. I'd ask you to turn your attention to the minimap, though. That bomb still outside. A movement over towards that bomb. That could garner the attention of Ataraxia, who's got a very good sightline for this. And it feels like Delboni's going to be the one to test it. Ataraxia, can they find the timing here? Going to be AWP versus AWP. 4v. Oh, the pixel from Ataraxia. Are they fast enough? They might have seen the cross. I'm not entirely sure. The bomb has been retrieved in the hands of Delboni. Ataraxia's alone, but they're getting a little bit more aggressive here. They could potentially position... Oh, they might go through mini rather than going up top. Surely they don't do this alone. Delboni hits the first. Misses for second. Oh my goodness, Delboni's so quick on it, minimal! What a spray transfer was that? That was absolutely filthy. Hey Prod, it's just you and me. Can we get that spray transfer again? that was absolutely disgusting. That's a report from me. Look at this. Bam. The double headshot. Damn, man. It's nasty. That's bullying. All right. 10-1. Half's almost over. Imperial. It's not been a great T-side. And it continues to be a little bit less than they'd expect. MRN is yet to reveal their presence, but now they will be known. They can only get 2, though. Question is, how has that rifle dropped? Has it gone into the hands of Delboni? You bet that it has. M4A1S, certainly better than the Deagle they were working with before. Maybe it was a Tech 9. Either way, upgraded pistol. A little bit more dangerous. 3 versus 2. The bomb is in hand. Missed time. And a ramp is occupied. So at the moment, Imperial, they can play with their food a little bit. River Plate don't have a huge amount of information, but do they expect for Aerial DD to be back here by lobby? This is such a weird position, but it gives so much information. Delboni can only take a single bullet. Look at this, 6% HP. Do they check this? They check it too late. That's the bomb. And now Aerial DD just fades away. Everyone else, considering going elsewhere, the vents have been occupied. CK Zhao going to throw that Molotov down there. That's going to keep people at bay. For smoke as well. A tap on the bomb. But it's been extinguished. Ataraxia's going high. Guidemonster gets put so low. But they win out the duel nevertheless. River Plate 11-1. Their map control seems sublime right now. Just a shame for MRN there that didn't quite find the wallbang kill. But hey, 2's fine. 2's fine. 19 HP, nothing to worry about. Mwah. Mummy kissed a boo-boo better. Round number 13. 3 left on this half. The T side of Imperial is Tremor would have some very choice words for you, but I'm just going to say it's poo. Oh, it's not been great. It's not been great. But that's okay. It's a best of 3 here in our quarterfinals. Remember, this is single elim. There are no second chances, boys and girls. Over the next 4 days, we will decide who's taking away a majority of our hefty prize pool. I believe it is $15,000 on offer here at Blast Rising LATAM. Indeed it is. And all of these teams, they want a big chunk of that change. Slow default thus far. Not a huge amount of map control gained here for Imperial. The Molotov into the extinguished for MRN. No one runs from that Molotov, and so they just move on forward. Hoping for a more cheeky sightline, and maybe as these smokes begin to dissipate, could find themselves a nice pixel gap. Cool setup there on the flash. Allowed for a trade here. Guidemonster going to see that movement. Ataraxia is actually the one who finishes it with the AWP, but hey, a kill's a kill. Doesn't matter who it goes to. 3 versus 4. And Guidemonster I believe we're swapping over there to the sidearm. Didn't have much in the way. Oh, Ataraxia, man. How long has this AWP been in circulation? I feel like it's been here the entire map. Maybe they had to rebuy it once? No, I don't think so. I think it really has been here the entire time. Ataraxia has just been unbloody stoppable. Oh, Imperial betters. Load up on those Copium reserves. Here we go. 12-1. Imperial still looking dodgy. But the buy, maybe a little bit more rescuable. Well, I say that. 2 AKs, 2 Deagles, and a Scout. But we know that it can hit those headshots, so yay. All right. Ataraxia. They've bought the bigger scoped weapon, but they've already been bought low. Zik takes him out with a second shot from the Scout. My AWP is much bigger than yours. I didn't even have to pay a lot for it. Well, ramp is populated at the moment. MRN, though, decides to check in on A. The spike has been retrieved, or rather the bomb's been retrieved, pardon me, in the hands of Zik. The Scout, not the ideal weapon to close this distance towards a site, but it doesn't matter. Elsewhere, the probing tendrils of Imperial are looking for weaknesses in this defense. And as Horvey begins to back away from ramp, they could be found with a timing. Aerial DD. They expect that Heaven will no longer be in their control. This is the first time they've lost that overwatch that Ataraxia provided. Oh, and look at this. Zik has upgraded the Scout. Picked it off the corpse of their enemy. And this could make a movement onto this site incredibly explosive. Zik, that's very bold of the AWP. And they're made to pay by Aerial DD, but still the refrag is there. Horvey's finally come alive. And Imperial, Horvey, it's on his back that Imperial might be able to grab themselves a second round here. Showtime hunts down the last. And they survive with an AWP to go into round 15. But is it too little and too late, chat? These are the questions that we must answer. Such a friendly fire there from Horvey. Absolutely bloodthirsty. Does damage to your mates count as an ADR? Who knows? Sure, we'll find out later. This is must win for Imperial. You can't be going into a 13-2 end of the half. Do or die on their map pick, where they were supposed to statistically have such a good advantage. MRN, they've read him like a book. Falls down at the hands of Showtime. Oh, synchronized trade of weapons. Nice. A little bit of a trapeze on the armaments. They suspect even more outside presence, and they're right to do so. Guida Monster here. Oh, what a timing they found. Showtime going down. Ataraxia's reinvested. You made me buy another AWP. I hate that. Minimal. Oh, what a flick on their first. All these put down in the ground. CK, Zhao, and Delboni V need to rescue this in a 2 versus 4. They're going to be going up against Minimal first, playing in the pit. The Molly's good. Minimal thus far unnoted. This allows Delboni to move on forward. They managed to survive the first. No! There's no way Minimal wins that. What a fumble. What are Imperial doing? River Plate. A dominant performance. 13-2. We know that Nuke is CT-sided. But bloody hell, this has been a little bit embarrassing for our favourites here. Let's say the bookies' favourites. The bookies' favourites of Imperial. In the context of our greater tournament, River Plate are actually coming in as the higher seed. So, maybe that was correct to assume. Huge round so far from basically everybody on the side of River Plate. No one below 10 frags. Pair of 15s, 15-9, 15-10. MRN and Guida Monster. Oh, the dual red is in the hands of Delboni. Oh, Cranmer, if you were here, you would be absolutely livid. Let's see if we can get anything done. Minimal just begins to... the drop down with the Glock. Oh, style points. Ataraxia stands prepared here as Delboni lurks within the smoke, drops down the vent, rather noisily, I might add, as they go in towards minimal, and that's nothing gained off the Dulberettis. Dropping their spaghettis. Horvey up top. USP could do plenty from here with the advantage of the high ground. Is going to be escorted in by the flash, but Guidemonster is not allowing that for a singular second. And while it is a laboured exchange of fire from the pistols, Guidemonster keeps their boot on the throats of Imperial. 14-2. As we enter round number 17, this is an absolute blasting for Imperial. Monster's been having a game, boys and girls. I would clap, but it would sound terrible through my microphone, so you can just imagine me clapping. Well, that's not over till it's over, is it? Imperial are going to try and make something work with a semi-buy, 2 deagles, MP9, a scout. Scouts can get a huge amount done, towards the outside, of course, when you've got that angle what, and Zik is indeed populating that angle, but River Plate don't seem overly keen on testing what might be happening outside. MRN's going to slowly move on up here. And they will be in danger of that one-shot headshot. And the second the contact is made here, Showtime can start some run and gun. Upgraded pistol in hand. Waiting for the call from Zik, and that's as good a call. Zik is turning them to jelly! Oh, I don't know if it's enough to win Nuke, but hey, those are the kind of frags that make you feel good. And might have you... Oh, that's beautiful. That is amazing. Zik is having himself a round, dude. Go on, Zik. Give it to him. All right. The scout is still here. The fear is still prevalent. Yeah. You don't take that angle again. You do not test Zik when he's on one. Remember, you need those feels when you're going to be heading into Ancient next. It's the best of 3. Even if Imperial lose this, which seems quite likely, there's still more to be done. They will still get this one on a matter of time. And there has been a little bit of room here to get some looting done. Zik actually puts away the scout in lieu of a Galil. Might actually hand that off and buy themselves another scout. Who knows? That's a spicy meatball of a round for Zik. What a lovely triple. Absolutely beautiful. Minimal does at least manage to save off the back of winning that duel with Horvey. But hey, it's a little bit more even now. The Galil has indeed been handed off by Zik, but they've opted for the M4A1S in place of the Scout this time. Want to guarantee that brawl power, of course, and Squeaky yet to be destroyed. Zik has taken a fair amount of damage here, possibly from a Molotov. Showtime has read that Secret is occupied, and so will allow them to be the welcoming crew. MRN taken down by Xiao. An aerial DD creeps in. They found themselves a timing. Lovely stuff, Delboni. That could be a looted rifle. Ataraxia leads the way with the dual Berettas, but it's only a distraction to allow Minimal to move on forward. Orvi contemplates diving into the vents. CK Xiao. Aerial DD has to get his dinner finished by his mate. It's okay. Sometimes we all have trouble chewing. Ben just fell out. Classic. And unfortunately, this is a very tough position for Zik, where the hero of last round is going to have to back off and cower within the Terrorista spawn. It will allow for River Plate to hit that match point, but they will be heading into that match point with an M4A1S in hand, and that's one of those guns that can just turn around your fortunes if you're able to find the enemies. I like the engagement that we saw there from River Plate, where they have the distraction of the dual Berettas just jumping across the field of view of Showtime, which allowed for a better swing coming through from Minimal. River Plate are looking bloody solid here on Nuke in the first round of our quarterfinals matchup. They could be about to put themselves on match point for the series as a whole. Rolling out in what could be the final round. HE in hands of Aerial DD should break down Squeaky. Interesting that Squeaky has actually had a couple of rounds where it survived later into the rounds than anticipated. But UNP in the hands of CK Zhao, that's a bit more of a rare weapon these days. Not often seen when compared to the MP9. It's in the hands of Showtime. And Delboni falling down is not a great start. That's CZ that Hawley has. Maybe looking to hold some tight angles here. Try and just get that machine pistol going. Surprised I'm not trying to play the high ground here. But once again, it's a tight and disciplined formation. Zik gets the first. Can they get the second? They were so close to doing so. And that's the big weapon. Now out of the hands of Imperial. MRN has noted 2 here. They can only grab 1, but Minimal goes big. And that's going to be 3 kills on the round. And 13-3 in favor of River Plate on a map where they looked absolutely outclassed in the stats. When it came to the lobby itself, they made Imperial look foolish. Overall, just what a round we saw from so many of the players on River Plate. Hey, it's just me. Nice to see you. Welcome back to the Lonely Camera segment. It's Blast Rising LATAM, and we've only got this singular best of 3 for you today, but don't worry. Over the next 4 days, we'll be bringing you the entirety of our single elim playoff bracket right on this channel. I believe we'll be starting at 7 p.m. GMT every day, or GMT -3 for those of you who are watching from South America. We are going to be having 2 best of 3s each day, all the way, I believe, until Sunday, when we'll be having our last grand final. Already, though, we've seen Nuke. Next up, we will be heading to Ancient. Can Imperial drag us back into a competitive series here? Are they going to roll over and die, where the River Plate will just stomp over them? Find out after this break. And we're back, baby. 1-0 right now to River Plate Games. Getting a little bit of an upset on Nuke as we head over onto Ancient. This is the map pick, of course, of River Plate and Imperial. A little bit of a disadvantage here, but neither team is remarkably weak on this map. So, Showtime going to take the first engagement. He takes down Aerial DD. Is there anything more in the tank for Showtime? We might actually hear the movement into Candles and moving back behind them. And as they do so, they get their man too for Showtime. Starting off with a bang here. Imperial are keen not to be embarrassed a second time by River Plate Games, as our first map was absolutely humiliating, especially considering it was their pick. I think it ended 16-4, maybe 16-3. Ataraxia trying their best to bring it on back. Corvy's going to fall down as well. MRM and Ataraxia. How have they done this? Turned it around on Imperial. Oh, this is not good. This is not great. Moving over towards the A site here for the plant. Someone's going to hide out in ruins. And another over towards Donut. We'll have a nasty little crossfire here to try and work with. And we're going to check for the approach here of Zik, who's going to first run into MRN, who's been having an absolute blinder of a series. Bypassing MRN entirely, in fact. Who might be able to find themselves a timing here. And they will. It's easy with the Glock. Quick run for USP. Go. I want that silenced gun. Yes, you'll find it. Good job. And that is going to be Imperial. You can see it on their faces. It ain't a happy mood over in that Brazilian empire. Not happy at all. Those of you who don't know, I'm Leg Day. I'm usually joined by Kremer, but unfortunately Kremer's not with us today. Had a little bit of an accident. That's okay. He is all safe and sound, and hopefully will be back with us tomorrow. Kremer and I will be covering the next 4 days of playoffs here at Blast Rising LATAM, where some of the best teams in South America are playing for a $15,000 prize pool. A little bit of a boost here, MRN. Oh, they might have had enough of that nonsense, but Delboni's making sure that they have nothing to say. Guida Monster now closes the gap. Takes out CK Zhao, but they know there's a boost around here somewhere, so there must be a second player. Where's the bomb? It's in the hands of Aerial DD. A quick tap here going to... Oh, that is not the ideal range for the MP9, and Showtime's been forced to cede away that angle and accept the superiority, that range. Aerial DD turns away now from the flash. Weedy Monster even more blinded. Is getting so much done. Who needs eyes? I can smell the enemy brain. Guida Monster will finish it off. What a round for Guida Monster. 4 kills on the round. And River Plate show no signs of slowing down the performance that they showed us on Nuke. These guys are absolutely lights out today. Oh, Guida Monster. What a time it's been. Drags out the Glock. Nah, man. I don't need the AK to finish this. I'll do it classic style. No dedicated presence here on A from Imperial. With their lesser buy, they're hoping to just swarm whoever might come in. Loot some of these weapons. They do not want to be finding the end of that MAC-10. I'll tell you that. Ataraxia is going to be keen to try and farm up some cash with his SMG. That's why they're the first in. Wants to clear around this central pillar. Dick is going to fall, but MRN has been taken down in the meantime. Oh, Horvey. Cheeky little peek right there. Can we get it done again? Aerial DD's one-shottable. Lovely. Has to swap out, though, to a P250. Going up against the AK here. It's not ideal. And, of course... most of River Plate died on the site itself, so there was no gun to be looted. River Plate start off 3-0. And at about round 10, ladies and gentlemen, of Nuke, I said that Kramer and I had noted of a previous Imperial series that they take a bloody long time to warm up. They essentially don't install CSGO until like a third of the way through a map. Will it be the case here? It was not the case on Nuke. They just didn't install CSGO at all over the course of Nuke, unfortunately. But it could be different. Here on Ancient, Horvey stands waiting with the AWP, and they get there first. Horvey had a weak start to this tournament, but in qualifying Imperial for the playoffs, Horvey definitely became someone who needs to be duly noted and feared. More presence over now towards A from Imperial. 3 people will be waiting over here as the set nades come on in. Zik moves ahead of the curve, and as you rotate in, Zik is here to meet you. The turnaround is good from Guida Monster. An avoidance of a flash. Horby, still to be feared, misses the 3rd shot, has already got 2. Unfortunately, not good for any more than that, but the boost is solid. Get Showtime up high, and from this lofty perch shall rain down bullets. Did they manage to retrieve the AWP? You bet, but they did. Back into the hands of Horby. Good job, son. Keep it up. Yeah, Zik definitely out-timed there by Guida Monster. Very much distracted by the loud entry of the T's. Still, this is an early round for Imperial that they could maybe convert into something more. Showtime already getting aggressive, but Ataraxia, oh, guess who's back? It's the Ataraxia AWP. It was a big issue for the T side of Imperial on Nuke, and it may once again come back to haunt them here. However, still, our firepower meter shows a little bit more on the side of Imperial, despite being 4 versus 3, because as far as the overall armaments go, it's quite a scrappy buy here for River Plate. And that's Ataraxia. They could be taken down here by Delboni. They seem to have no idea. Delboni gets... Oh, my goodness. Ataraxia got a no-scope in the midst of all of that onto Zik. And while they do fall, Guida Monster picks up 2 and the AWP on the back of that. So in the hands of MRN. Unfortunately, despite the amazing timing that Delboni could have had, they don't find any of it. How do they get a no-scope there? That's bloody stupid, I'll tell you. Horvey. Unfortunately, it's time to sit in the donut and have a little cry. Sit with donuts and have a cry. Oh, they stole my Saturday routine. That's not cool, Horvey. That's not cool. I got my patented. That's for the leg day Saturday cry. Now with extra pastry. Guida Monster's going to be having a couple of tears as well. Aerial DD then he is seen through the smoke. You know what? I take it back. They didn't steal my Saturday routine. This is one more murder than I usually commit on a Saturday. Bomb's going to explode, and River Plate will grant themselves a 4th round. However, not without some pains. Oh, a technical pause right here. Not entirely sure what's up. Let me see if I've got any information on this. It has been called by Imperial, but you can tell that from the color of the banner. And it seems like... Who are we missing? Yes. One of the Imperial players does appear to have disconnected. I'll get you more information as I find it, but for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of our broadcast, unfortunately, Leviathan had to forfeit their quarterfinal round against Boca Juniors, and so Boca Juniors have been seeded up into the semis. Leviathan are out of the tournament. They won't have a chance to fight for any more of that $15,000 prize pool. Have a quick look at the distribution of pricing. Unfortunately, there's nothing for them. In terms of pricing, in 5th to 8th, you've got to get yourself to at least 3rd if you want yourself a chunk of change. 3rd place here gets $2,500. 2nd place will walk away with $5,000, and the 1st place will take home the big smackaroos, $7,500. If only I could read zeros. Communicating price pools would be so much easier. But yeah, $7,500. Nothing to turn your nose up at. And this is a single elim bracket. The second chances were in group stage, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what. Imperial, they have run out of mulligans. They are up against the wall here. 4-1, admittedly, not that far into Ancient, but this is not their map pick. And their own map pick, where they were supposed to be much stronger. They had such an advantage there. This was prior to that nuke. River Plate had won 2 out of 6 games on nuke. And Imperial had won about 80% of 14 nukes that they had played. Very much a map that they were looking to take in a dominant fashion and try and destabilize River Plate at the beginning of this matchup. And unfortunately, it went in entirely the wrong direction. Imperial may well have been shaken by what occurred on Nuke, which was a fairly humiliating defeat. You could see it on their faces after a loss in that first pistol round. Imperial were, admittedly, I don't expect them to be exalted and jubilatory at the loss of a pistol round, but it felt like a lot of the vigor had so started to drain from them, and that is going to be highly necessary to recover. They want to somehow slay River Plate, and if they want to do so, they have to win 2 maps in a row. Oh, hello, we got a TV over here. Oh, production are treating me. What's on here? Is it me? No. It's not me. It's one of the members of Imperial. Showtime over there. Just waiting for their compatriot to reconnect. I believe it's a router restart that we're currently looking at the moment. We'll get back into game as soon as possible for you guys. Here we go, boys and girls. Welcome back. Everyone has returned to the Imperial side. The question is, has Lady Fortune decided to join their side as well? She will certainly need to give her radiant smile if Imperial are to turn this series around. Orby stands waiting in here between candles. Greedy Monster. Oh my goodness, the adjustment is so good. The second one, even better. Delboni taken on down. That's the third! Greedy Monster with 12 HP. He's absolutely bloody fearless. Nothing can stop him. And nothing could stop River Plate Games. They're making Imperial look foolish. Zik may get one, but there's nothing more than that. The bomb plant will not happen, so it will deny a little bit more of that money that River Plate might have liked, but... Oh, damn, Daniel. It's not looking great. Admittedly, that was a good shot from Delboni, but Nothing more could be done. Just on fire here. What a day we've had from Greedy Monster. Double AWPs. On the defense is a big investment here. This is must win for Imperial. If they cannot pull this one through and keep these AWPs safe, their money is going to be absolutely in the pooper. This is all in, all the time. Delboni fought low, but still neither of these AWPs has been revealed. One stands towards the back of B. One sits on A. And thus far, the forays have been a little bit tame from River Plate. They've taken damage through walls nonetheless. But no real contact has been made, and now only a minute remains on the clock. If I remember correctly, I think most, if not all, of River Plate are from Argentina. So there's a little bit of regional rivalry here. Greedy Monster could catch themselves a timing if they move on forward. They didn't take the shot, though. 4 HP. They weren't happy about trying to take that. However, going up against the AWP, that's fine if you're 4 HP. A body shot would do you whether you were full or 4. Slow walk here from... Oh my goodness, Horvey gets... He poos his pants! And I'm afraid that those pooed pants, they are not slicking for the further movement. An AWP handed over, and this was must win for Imperial already. 6 fallen down as well. The AWP needs to be recovered by Zhao. And now, question is, look at the minimap. Atraxia and Aerial DD. Are they feeling lucky? Do they want to hunt this down? They've probably noted a pair of AWPs now. So they know that Imperial were likely all in on this round. They might look to punish that, but potentially they're also happy with just allowing Imperial to stew in their own failure here. Atraxia, they're being cautious as they move. And Imperial, in a round that was economically one of their best chances. That is going to be a drop. But still, as much as I am being a little bit mean to Imperial, sorry boys. This has been a great showing from River Plate. Greedy Monster especially. They've been on an absolute tear. Zik at least gets the first. Down to 43 HP. They ran the molly. They took the risk, and Greedy Monster's been made to pay for it. A collect call showed up at his door. They accepted the charges. MRN looking to reaggress into this area that was previously so dangerous, and CK Zhao remains there to guard the back door. The smoke's coming down. Will be a signal to members of Imperial to expect resistance here. On the B side, Zik gets Ataraxia. Is there anything more in the tank for Zik? Already they've got 2. They've more than doubled their kill count in this round. Minimal's going to win the rifle battle, though. Across mid here. And mid control could be so... I don't think that's the smoke they wanted. I'm not going to lie to you. Horvey gets 2 on the entry. That's huge from Horvey. Aerial DD wants to try and come in and plug what was previously opened. But the only plugs here are the ones that Horvey is putting in the holes of the defense. That was so ballsy by Zik. I believe there were a round boost out of mid as well. A little bit of a fumble here on a smoke as well. Not ideal. And who knows? Maybe they just like the artisanal smoke, you know? Artisanal smokes. Energy drink ingested. We're good to go. But is CK Zhao? They might have a number of guests here. Look at this. Look at what's happening in mid. Some real shenanigans over there. What's that? Is that a Zix AWP? I think it's boosted up as well. Whose head are they on? It would have to be Showtime's. Chow. Oh, they win theirs. But Delboni has been blown away by a conflux of grenades As their damage coalesces, it'll be a decoalescence of the limbs of the slain Delboni flying in all cardinal directions. The bomb has been retrieved, and as the dust settles, 4-4 will be the personnel count as Imperial desperately try to claw their way back in to this match. Showtime's intrigued by the display here. However, they decide to leave mid as is. Ooh, Showtime. They've seen a crossing here. Guidemos has fallen. Minimal, though. They continue to be an issue. They've taken down one of the AWPs. But the other, still in circulation. And that AWP should be an easy pickup for whoever ends up defending A. MRN can't defend the planter. But Ataraxia doesn't need no man. They're a strong, independent AWPer. They see the first, they take the swing, they get it done. Ataraxia is anything more. We've seen them clutch us out on Nuke before. AWP versus AWP. Zik hits the shot that they need to. And Ataraxia will fall down. Double AWP should be reconstituted. And Imperial. There we go. This is the kind of confidence, the kind of power, and the kind of aim we needed to see from one of our favorite teams in this tournament. Pardon me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. My PC's just being a little bit weird right now. It is not having a good time. Not entirely sure what's wrong with it, but you know what? Soon, hopefully, my very expensive PC components will return to what we expected. Don't you love it when your PC just goes wrong for no reason, chat? It's okay. We'll just see what we can do. If my mic starts to go weird, just let me know, production. Imperial, they've managed to at least clear the scoreline a little bit here. And now Ataraxia. They want to try and exacerbate the lead that they've garnered. The AK up against Showtime, the M4 will begin its marauding, but the AK strikes first in the hands of MRN. Delboni. They've been made to pay for this, and they've been made to pay severely. All right, boys and girls, I apologize for the interruption. Fear not, we are back now, and Imperial seem to have seeded away this round. You guys actually know more about this round than I do. That's okay. It's a team effort here at Blast Rising LATAM. Oh my goodness, Guidemarch actually gets blown away by the bomb. A little bit scared of moving on forward, but at least they will deny Horvey everything that they need. And don't worry, I'm back. The PC has decided to start behaving itself. Thank you very much, PC. I appreciate you. Maybe I don't tell you that I love you enough. And that's why you betray me in my hour of need. Imperial, though. Things are looking up. No longer are we looking down a 5-1. 7-5 is much more palatable for Imperial. Here on River Plate's map pick. CK Zhao once again setting up within candles. They've got themselves quite a bit done here previously. However, it's really Horvey who's come alive so far. 13 and 8. My poor boy Svelda. They wanted to come and back me up. You know what? I appreciate them jumping on the grenade for me. Getting that cast down. Look at how close Showtime and Ataraxia were. Showtime gets the jump. Ataraxia falls down. And now CK Zhao might just be passed by harmlessly here. While they lurk in candles. Everyone's going to begin coalescing over towards the A site. But still they have to deal with Horvey. The top fragger thus far. And they may look to try and get even more of that done. And they will. 14 kills thus far. And they want a double dip. Aerial DD moving forward. They look away from Showtime, but the second they do, the angle is repopulated, and so too is Aerial DD's body populated with bullets. MRN with the bomb and 2k in the bank. Feels like maybe it'd be worth just saving here. They still have their full armor and the helmet. They have a smoke. Maybe they could use a smoke. Oh, they're waiting for Showtime. And they'll find Showtime. They're going to move on forward anyway. MRN believes this to be winnable. They've got themselves 2. Surely there's no more than this in the tank. Down to 18 HP. The HE is sent out. And if MRN had stuck around there, they would have been absolutely blown to smithereens. However, Imperial, they'll walk away with this round. Maybe a little bit more bravado here on the side of Imperial now. Don't worry, boys. We're not dead. Horvey's here. Daddy Horvey will save us all. Showtime, weird that they walked out with the pistol. Maybe they were hoping for a little bit more running accuracy if they managed to catch MRN. A little bit of a risk taken. However, they're not going to be made to pay for it. Still AWPs. A little bit of damage done. The T side. Oh, Showtime. Broken down by Ataraxia. They tried to get a little bit frisky. Something a little bit artisanal in mid. And no. Ataraxia likes it simple. There's only one craft that I like, son. And that's crafting bullet with man to create dead man. CK Zhao, I believe they're standing within a priceless archaeological zone. Very inconsiderate. But then again, I don't think I can take much of a moral stance on this when the next movement might be to murder some people. It's all about proportionate response, ladies and gentlemen. But now, though, silence on the side of River Plate. They cut the sound. They allow for some paranoia to steep into the mindset of Imperial. And you can see Delboni. They're getting antsy. Look to try and create a crossfire here with CK Zhao. There's a little bit of a movement here. CK Zhao finds the first. As for anything more than this, Aerial DD looks to get revenge. But unfortunately, the only revenge that can be gained is a little bit belated from Minimal. A double from them, clearing out candles. Can Horvey be defeated here? No. 20 seconds remain. And Horvey's surrounded on 3 sides. Can they isolate 1v1s? Horvey looks very clear. They'll find it. That's a beautiful flick. Minimal going down. And now, Ataraxia. They have to hold MRN safe. What a bounce on the nades! How has Horvey turned this around? This is absolutely manic, cuz! Ataraxia can't get the 1 versus 2. The second AWP arrives on the scene. And that's going to be evened rounds for Imperial. What a beautiful grenade bounce. Can I see that again? Can I see that again, production? Oh. Zhao gets so many good timings out of candles. Let's not lie to ourselves. A minimal here. Was a good readjustment, but I mean, Horvey, they're just having themselves a game right here. There's the bounce. Nice bomb plant, bro. Be a shame if someone were to add some explosives first, wouldn't it? Ataraxia. Oh, good turn away. Unable to adjust, however, onto Showtime. They've been caught in that mid push a bunch of times now. And there's the boost. Minimal. Oh, they feel that something's afoot. They know some shenanigans are going on. Oh, and now they are very much sure. Greedy Monster may be able to get that done, but it's not without huge loss of health. 6 HP remains. Feeling very fragile. Needs a bit of a hug. Delboni lies in wait. They know that they've lost control here of candles, but dare they push this? Remember, there's a nice flash. And that is a very, very isolated bomb. But doesn't matter. Minimal and MRN. The M twins. M&M. High calorie, high frag count. MRN falls down. Horvey's on an absolute mad one. Tearing through the opposition with bomb plant is given over. That's going to give at least a little bit more in the way of cash. But can they get the dub as well? Horvey staring you down with the AWP. There's the swing and the hit. What a beautiful end of a half for River Plate, but quite a few rounds gained from what was at one point a 6-1. Imperial doing themselves proud to be able to pick up a couple extra. So many members of River Plate stepping up, but once again, I'm becoming a bit of a Horvey fan, man. Horvey's doing absolutely great. Question is, will Imperial be able to build up to one of these AWPs again, and will they be able to use it as effectively? We've got ourselves another technical pause coming through from Imperial. I'm hoping to see a couple of smiles. Maybe a let's go here and there. Delboni, of course, tactically obscuring the webcam behind the monitor. Very tactical decision. And it's tactics like that that really do highlight how intelligent Imperial is when it comes to this game. The tech pause is over, fear not, and we shall be getting into our pistol round soon. River Plate now on the CT side. And Imperial, they're going to have to encroach into the River Plate territory. Interesting double up there, looking towards mid. And I haven't seen a huge amount of A rushes when it comes to the pistol rounds, but that may well be the case. Candles is going to be moved from, and there's all the utility, but with Signal the push coming in. Minimal. Oh, that's a beautiful shot through the smoke. That's 2, even more than that. No. Delboni puts a stop to this. And here come the double Berettas, baby. 2 pairs. That's 4 Berettas. The speed on Horvey here, bloody hell, they were booking it through Temple. Delboni surrounded on both sides here, away from that bomb. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of how deep Horvey carried that bomb in. There's the USP, gets the first. The bomb's still in the hands of MRN. They're playing it quite strangely as far as gunfights go. Ataraxia sends in the flash. Delboni, surely they don't win this 2v1. This could be an absolute pooing of the bed from River Plate. MRN needs to hit the shot. They can grab themselves a timing. It's easy. MRN, they give away the chance to get the timing. They swap over to the dual Berettas. And there's the headshot. No spaghetti spilt this time, boys. MRN has a little dance of victory. And the River Plate fans maybe wiping a couple beads of sweat off their brow. That was an interesting round. Let's put it that way. Trying to cover for an Ataraxia swing with an interesting escape was MRN. but Ataraxia decided, you know what? I would love to fight that for you, but I'm busy, man. I'm busy. Oh, Delboni, what great pre-aim. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Imperial see that smoke? And they pointedly make some loud movements away, hoping that anyone who'd forayed out of candles might hear them leaving. Although, of course, from our shared perspective, audience, we know no such thing is occurring. Oh, what a great timing there from MRN. Caught Showtime with his pants down. And now it's down to those who defend B to make this happen. The Deagle will not get its man. Greedy Monster tears through two. And Delboni! Oh my goodness! The Deagle Warlord gets himself 3 and picks up an SMG, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. Swan taps all the way, baby. The bomb's going to be planted here. Delboni will await these fresh guests, sets down a smoke. The Deagle is kept in hand. Oh, they're so low. They swap over to the SMG. Unfortunately, they cannot stand up to the combined force of Minimal and Ataraxia. But River Plate have already been thoroughly embarrassed here by Delboni. Let's see this again. Give me the Delboni. Delboni. What was that with the Deeg? Absolutely criminal behavior. Weedy Monster. Oh, they get 2 here. Like, oh yeah, that's a great angle for you. Delboni's like, yeah, but what if I didn't? What if I decided that your B defense, it means nothing to me. Your B defense is nothing. You stand before the great Delboni. When you are on 10 points, this arrogance will be punished. Ataraxia. Famous. Oh, nice bounce on the flash right there. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, I can't, man. Oh, Big Food gets shoulder in here. I can't. that was mind-bendingly stupid. Oh, the dust settles. I will reset my diaphragm. And it's 4 versus 3 now for Imperial. Okay, I'm good, guys. Thanks for your concern. Aerial DD catches the first. Can we get the second? You bet that they can. The third. Oh, Aerial DD making up for previous infractions on the part of Ataraxia. And Horvey, what can you do for me? Picking up the bomb. 1 versus 2. 700 in the bank. Could consider saving here. But maybe it's a little bit too far gone already. They can't get anything done. Minimal puts them in the grave. And that's going to be 11 for River Plate. Replay ops, making sure to spare me a further laughing fit by just giving us the solid rifle play. And Imperial, they're going to be reset back to a much more cowed by pair of Mag 10s, pair of AKs. Delboni decided to take the risk. And a Tech 9, of course, on top of it all. Still no AWP just yet from the side of River Plate. But who knows if they even had the option to grab one. Greedy Monster, they're so close to Horvey. Do they even know? They're going to get timings here. Horvey! They're going to be rewarded so thoroughly for their aggression. Aerial DD and attracts power as Aerial DD just enters the rounds like, get a nade! The nade, in fact, did not get them. 2 versus 1 now. It's been a wild round. Battles happening everywhere. Look at the diaspora of corpses over here. Showtime might be heard on their approach. MRN certainly is close. And Showtime doesn't have the bomb in hand, so it's going to be a bit of an adventure for the next minute or so for the veteran of Brazil. Showtime waits patiently. And Minimal, they have a good idea of what's about to happen here. They don't want this bomb to be retrieved. Showtime, remember, $900 in the bank. Minimal, they could just put them in there. What was that? Showtime. Bloody beautiful stuff, but they don't see the second. MRN was there as the second line of defense, the second tower, and the beacons were lit. And so aid was called forth, and it was called forth thusly. River Plate will find their 12th here and come ever closer to that tantalizing prospect of the semi-finals. Remember, the second you get into the semi-finals, you get the option to play for third. If you don't make it to the finals, you can still get to third and get $2,500, which is nothing to sniff at. A greedy monster. Do they just tear through? They do. Oh, it was all pistols to begin with. But that is a flawless round from River Plate. They don't drop a single player as they continue to make their lead stronger and stronger. Still, that was just something that Imperial had to get done. They had to swallow their pride on that one and just try to make the run up towards B work. And River Plate were more than happy to sit at the top of B ramp and be like, you know what? That's cool, man. I'll be here. Nice run boost. Moving forward. Oh, that's a good Molotov right there, but CK Shouse moves ahead of it. Greedy Monster has no idea. They can be caught out easily here. CK Shouse on themselves to timing. And that's maybe an opened up B site. CK Shouse got even more. And it feels like Imperial have finally found their gunfight mojo. Remember, though, this was a fresh buy. No bonus here for Imperial. So will they feel the need or potentially the audacity to go for a hunt? Showtime certainly does. Brazilian veteran. They know what this economic damage could be. They'll catch the Thamus first. That's good. But now going up against the AWP Ataraxia, their position has been noted. And so the Wolves will begin to close on in. The pack has started hunting, and the pack is being torn limb from limb. One at a time they may come. And finally, one will find the weak spot. Delboni takes care of the AWP, but they cannot retrieve it in time. While it may be denied from Ataraxia for now, it will not be put into the hands of their enemies, and that should be good enough for River Plate. Brave to double down on that angle from Delboni, but gets rewarded for it. Look at this. Aggressive. Out of A. Ataraxia stands ready. Nice pixel angle there, but does give it up. And they're going to be heard retreating, but it's a bait. Minimal stands in the corner with the SMG. That gets the first. The MP9's only good for one, but one is just fine. When Ataraxia is the second line of defense. Horvy's fallen. And losing Horvy is unacceptable for Imperial. They were counting so much upon the brazen, vicious, bloodthirsty approach that he brings to these rounds. And suddenly, you can feel Showtime's apprehension. They know that they have no map control over towards A. They are wondering if maybe these swamps, that T-spawn, might be populated. And with this information that's been garnered, at least a little bit from Delboni, they might decide to make their move on A. They know they have to deal with Ataraxia here. And that's by no means easy. What utility do they have to make this happen? A smoke on Showtime, but most of utility is on Delboni. He's on the lurk over on A. That's a molly, a smoke, a frag, and a flash aren't available, and Delboni could lose all of them right here. The smoke will come on out. They're down to 9 HP, but this is the moment to move on forward. Ataraxia being pushed from two sides. They find the first. Can they find the second? Will it be challenged? Showtime seems to think that they can make it work. The smoke goes down. They want to isolate the 1 versus 1. The molly's good. They checkmate Ataraxia. Do they know that MRN's already walked the smoke? Even if they are going to cancel the plant, MRN cancels it permanently. And River Plate, they are so close. They can smell the semi-finals. This Argentinian side, they are getting so much done so fast. Absolutely destabilizing the Brazilians. One wonders if, had Nuke gone another way, if we'd be seeing something different from Imperial. But being that humiliated on your own map pick, 16-3. Statistically, you were so much better at that. It's so difficult to recover. Chopping round of the weaponry, showtime here. Brazilian veteran has gone large before. And they do so again to save Imperial from staring down match point. Oh, the grenade. Caught with the pin pull. Delboni at least gets the refrag and gets it well. Taking down Guida Monster's the most valuable frag you can find on River Plate right now. But you have lost All Reliable. And now you begin to fade away from the B site. Instead, populating main. This gives you options to work with. But you can see the skirmishes, the forays, the reaching tendrils of River Plate. They've cleared so much space here. Look at where Ataraxia is with the AWP. It has left A revealed, and surely they will have noted here a lack of information they had in mid for such a long time. Ataraxia. They're going on a jog, mate. They're in the tunnel. Look at this. They'll be able to get the drop as well on minimal. Delboni, now they can get off any rotations that decide to come over towards the safe site. This is a fantastic setup for Imperial. And the lack of information is so thorough for the side of River Plate, they might decide that, you know, it's just not worth it. We've been absolutely done here, boys. They've pantsed us. And given Ataraxia's current angle, you can be assured that it is indeed going to be this save. And Imperial, they're only going to be 5 rounds from evening this up. Still, over the next 7 or 8, River Plate, they will only need to win 2 to get themselves to that semis. They only need to win 1 to guarantee themselves overtime. Oh, tensions are running high. You know, these teams, they scrim each other a lot in this region. Not quite so many as Sharks, who go out and find themselves some international scrims now and again. A lot of time getting to know each other. That was a pretty messy spray from Delboni, but you know what? We'll forgive it just because the overall execution was so well done. I'm not sure how Delboni slipped the net of A, by the way. Managed to absolutely just slip right on past whoever was playing towards the back of sight. Look at this mid-control already. Bloody hell, this is aggressive from LRN right now. They're going to be punished by a blind Delboni. I don't need eyesight to know you're up to no good. I can taste it on the air. It's the taste of villainy. Hello. Cheeky. 4v. Makes their move. Ataraxia here. They could be overwhelmed, but not quite what was needed in terms of closing that distance. Ataraxia is going to be able to reset and try again. And you've given them the chance to tear you apart. Ataraxia taken out from the back, but it's messy. It's all-out warfare on A. 2 versus 1 now. Guida Monster has 7 HP. And now 0. The Diga was not enough. The AWP is being collected. Now it's 14-10, and you can see a little bit of a sly smile start to generate on the face of Showtime. Maybe, boys. Maybe we aren't dead yet. Maybe. Maybe this is doable for Brazil. Good cover there from Delboni. USPs once again here from River Plate. Knowing that it has to be an eco. Imperial, they desperately will want to avoid getting put onto match point by an eco. If they get reset into this, that would be absolutely tragic, but Zik, they've done their job. They've got the pair. Another bomb has been planted and retaking into this with USPs. Well, a USP and a pair of Deegs might be a little bit difficult, especially with Ataraxia down. MRN. Oh, they want to try their luck in mid, baby. They know that Zik is low. And minimal here. They can actually take out the AWP. That's lovely. Second they make the move, though. Before he catches them, that AWP needs to be collected. And it's going to be down to Zik to do so. But MRN going to be looking for second peek on this. Moving out of the donut. They won't be able to defeat Horby. Very few can. Imperial, they make it even closer. 11-14. And now they have to deal with River Plate. We're going to have some guns. Maybe they work best under pressure. We know that Imperial are fantastic adapters. And now they've seen 25 rounds of River Plate here on Ancient. Is that enough information downloaded into the brain of Showtime and Co. to figure out how to play this? They're only falling down early. Might betray that the answer is no. The jump spot here with the AWP, Showtime wasn't fast enough to hit that headshot, but very few people would be. And so information is given on over, and a smoke has to be expended to try and make sure the AWP can't get everything it wants. In fact, it's going to be someone else who now tags in to try and keep that angle populating. It's MRN who does so. Oh, Showtime. This is deep. MRN turns away. It's beautiful stuff, but Showtime wins that. Can we win a second? Surely not. They're up against Guidi Monster here, and no one slips by Guidi Monster unscathed. Headshot delivered with a looted AK. Everyone else silently will list their way up here towards the B site. There is no AWP for the defense, just a crossfire of rifles. Aerial DD and Guidi Monster. They've had themselves a game so far. Guidi Monster currently sitting on 25 kills. They managed... Oh, the crossfire is so bloody good. Aerial DD going to be checked here by the AWP. Oh, that's an unfortunate miss from Zik. Oh, no. That is very, very sad. And that is match point here for River Plate. Oh, we got a word for that. Where I'm from here in the UK. That's a yikes. Look at this. The dodging. It's so strong. For a plate here. That could be everything they need. They're going up against an AK buy, admittedly, but now Guidi Monster, could it be two? Aerial DD comes in to get the second killing blow, and this could be the end of Imperial Sportsbet.io in our tournament. It could finish here. Guidi Monster and MRN think so, and MRN puts them in the ground. River Plate finish it out, and they will claim their spot in the semi-finals and consign the Brazilians to oblivion. Here's a look at some of our highlights from today. I'm afraid it was not a very long show for those of you at home. Leviathan forfeiting our first matchup up against Boca Juniors means that Boca Juniors are now ready to go in our bracket. Once again, we're going to see if they're going up against each other. Just having a quick check right here. No, in fact, these are on different sides of the bracket. So, River Plate have earned themselves the chance to go up against a victor of 9Z versus Furia Academy. And on the other side of the bracket, Boca Juniors defeated, in inverted commas, Leviathan, who managed to forfeit their way out of this to get through to our semi-finals. And they'll be fighting the victor of Kid Stars versus Sharks, who put on a pretty impressive performance over in group number D. D's not a number. D is, in fact, a letter, for those of you who didn't know. This is now an educational stream. And we will be coming back to you tomorrow with more Blast Rising LATAM. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be joined by Crema, so you don't have to deal with my voice for the entire time. But thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Thank you to our lovely production crew for making this happen. Make sure that you follow the channel. We're going to be right here bringing you all of the action. And we will see you tomorrow.